Okay, Luca, so for the first workout, I'm pretty sure you understand the Bulgarian split squat. You could put a barbell on. I personally like to hang on the dumbbells or kettlebells. I don't really like to go super heavy, but you could put a barbell. The ring dip, right? It could also just be a parallel bar dip. It doesn't have to be ring, so don't freak out if the parallel bars are more convenient. And the chin up. I suggest a close grip, palms facing, and all this stuff we can modify down the line. But the exercises that I wanted to demonstrate here in this one, right, that I think might need a little bit of detail, are the more segmental ones. And there's variations of all these too. So remember, nothing should hurt. But what we've got going on here, I'm looking at my computer here too to make sure I don't forget the list. But our first one is our single leg glute bridge, right? So I engage my abs. I lift my leg up so my thighs are on parallel lines, and I hold. You can also put your arms up top up here. And you can do this pulsing or for straight isometric. There again, that's up to you. Obviously we do both sides. With all these we do both sides. I'm just demonstrating on one side. Then for our lateral leg raise, right, I put my bottom leg at 90 degrees. I want my top foot to stay parallel to the floor. So I'm not trying to raise it as high as possible. I'm trying to keep steady tension. So I almost touch and I raise up and down. If this becomes easy, you can always add light ankle weights and start progressively increasing the resistance. From here, we got the subumbilical ab exercise, right? Very important to remember, this isn't a reverse crunch. I cross my arms and I push my elbows up, my chin tucks in, my eyes look down. My feet, my knees are separated about 6 inches, about 15 centimeters. And then notice I'm putting my fingers on my knees just so you can see the trajectory. It's very small. And I move my knees straight up, not towards my face, straight up towards the ceiling. Then I cross my legs, right? So my top leg's on top. I don't use my bottom leg for the external oblique exercise. Arms are in the same position, and using my oblique on the side of the leg that's on top, I try to touch the knee to the elbow. It shouldn't touch. If I use the bottom leg to help, it will, but that's not what I want. I want this oblique over here. Now, we do both sides. Then, in the same position for the internal oblique, I use the bottom leg now, and I try to internally rotate my hip, but I try to do that by rolling my pelvis towards my ribs. So that's a really great abdominal sequence, those 3 exercises. After that, we got thoracic extension, right? So I want to keep my feet down on this one, chin tucked in, and I can lift my elbows out, and I just work on the thoracic portion of the spine. For the external rotation of the shoulder, there's a lot of different ways, right? You can do this lying down, you can do it standing up, you can use an elastic band. So don't feel it has to be this one. If you have other forms of external rotation that you like to do, it's fine. You can change the emphasis on the muscles of the rotator cuff by where you put the torso, right? If it's more square, if it's more open. But I like to push this elbow right into the VMO there, and then up and down, right? Nice and slow and steady in the internal and the external rotation. Obviously, again, both sides. And then for the reverse wrist curl, a lot of different ways, but I like to do it in this kind of semi-squat position. I put my forearms and elbows onto my thighs, and then I pull back. These are light weights, but remember, these don't have to be super heavy. These are the assistance exercises that you do at the end, or the segmental exercises. And I want to make sure you understood how to do all of those, right, for this workout. For the other workouts too, I think most of the main exercises you're going to understand. You had a good form on all that, but we can always talk about this when we do our follow-up session.